Hey guys, how's it going? How are you? My name is Caitlin, and Shari asked me to come in here and talk about how I run my parties. I'm actually number 7 for the convention leaderboards in qualified virtual parties, and I'm going to give you guys my best tips today. So when you guys are here, say hello. I'm going to try to get into it because I know people are probably going to more likely catch the replay, so just say hi. Let me know if you have questions. Just put them in the comments and I can try to answer them as we go, or I can answer them when I'm offline. But first things first, I'm going to just talk about the basic way I kind of set up my parties. So I run multiple parties at a time all the time. So I always stack them up because I'm posting the same content in all of them, and it's a time saver, it's easier, and it's just a way for me to like network with as many people as possible in the shortest amount of time. So I highly suggest doing multiples at once. You can start with, if you're new to a party, start with just 2 at a time. I've done up to 10 at a time. I did that last month for a big push, but typically I schedule like 5 at a time. That's like my normal. And the way I do it, I run them Thursday to Sunday. So they always start on a Thursday and end on a Sunday. Goes through multiple paydays for people. And I like ending on a weekend because people tend to be more available to purchase on the last day rather than like a hectic weekday night or something like that. So that's just how I do that. And I typically do it depending on what my life is like. Like in August, I'm traveling a lot, so my schedule is going to be like a little bit weird, but I typically will do 5 on one Thursday and then 5 on another Thursday. So I have like a tiny bit of space in between with no parties, and that's just the way I like to do it. So you need to figure out what works for you and your schedule and all that, but that's just what works for me. So basically what I do is I send a very detailed message to my hostess on Monday or Tuesday, and I set up all their groups ahead of time. I use WordSwag to create like a little banner that says like Jody's summer beauty class, and I don't use the word unique at all. I just use beauty class or workshop. I kind of switch it up. I don't say the word party because that scares people sometimes. And I like to kind of sell this as I'm doing like an informative little useful tips and tricks kind of group. Hey Shauna. So I call it a class or a workshop. I don't plaster unique everywhere, and I don't even post a photo of any products. Like for my summer ones, right now I have like a cute little beach cover photo that's from WordSwag with their name on it, and I personalize it with their name. I also make one for their referral link. I call it a referral link rather than a shopping link. That way they don't seem like you need to buy from this, you know what I mean? So I personalize a graphic for that as well to save as an announcement in the group. But when I'm getting the group set up, I message them a few days before the party's actually going to start so that they have a little time, hey Kelsey, to invite people in, because I don't know, people work, people stress about it. It's not stressful at all, but there's type A people that do it immediately when I send it on Monday or Tuesday, and then there's the other people that are scrambling to do it right before Thursday. Whatever the case, it just gives them more time, and I give them very detailed instructions on what to expect. I tell them that they should post on their personal wall if they feel comfortable. If they're comfortable posting selfies in the group, that's great. They should post in the group, you know, a little bit how they know me, how they got into using the products, what their favorites are, what they want to try, all that. And I just kind of tell them what to expect. Like they need to interact in the group for it to be successful. And I tell them, you know, exactly how long it's going to last, and all that. I can actually paste like in the actual message that I send to people down here in the comments for later if you guys would like that. So they kind of have all the information up front, and then I tell them I'm going to send you like a generic blurb that you can actually forward to your friends in Messenger, and and I said if you want to change the words, totally go for it, but this is like a very generic one that you can send out to people. So it says like, hey girl, my friend Caitlin's doing a beauty class for me this week. It's super fun. She does tips and tricks, and there's going to be a free product raffle at the end, and then she can literally just press, there's like a little arrow on the left in Messenger, and it's going to give a drop down of everyone you want to invite it to, and it's going to send it to them in Messenger with the link to the group, so that they're going to get a little message that says, hey, I'm inviting you to this beauty party that I'm doing. And then they can choose to join or not join, rather than just adding everyone in. Like we used to do that back in the day, and that worked very well, but Facebook is different now. The groups are different, and this is what's working really well for me right now. So my groups are super small, but they're with people that actually want to be there and interact in my posts and stuff. So it's great. Let me know if you have any questions on that. And then the way that I set up my parties from there, the first couple, if they've invited people in early, I do like little teasers where I'm like, hey, this party officially kicks off on Thursday. Again, I'm saying party to you guys, but I don't say party in the post. And I'll say like, who's excited? You're getting a raffle entry just for being here. For a bonus entry, has anyone heard of Younique? Or sometimes I'll just say, does anyone heard of Epic Mascara? Typically I do Younique, and then a lot of people will just say yes or no. And that's a really good way, and a really easy way for me to just start interacting with people right off the bat. I didn't even do this my past 2 rounds, and I should have. But it allows me to start a conversation with them. So if they say that they've never heard about it, I'm like, oh, awesome. It's really a great company, nationally based cosmetics that are really high quality. And we also have something called the Haven Retreat. And I kind of just explain a little bit about it right there, because they're not always going to see all my posts about that stuff. And that's important information. And then I have that one-on-one with them where I've replied back. So they definitely know. And people are usually like, oh, wow, that's great. I'm so glad that you took the time to tell me that, because I wouldn't have known. Or some people had heard of it but didn't know all those facts, you know what I'm saying? So I use the first beginning days to do that. And then on the first few days, it's kind of like housekeeping. I tell them what to expect with a short video of my face where I'm talking about the party. It's just like a couple minutes long. I highly, highly suggest this. You want your party to be all about you and your brand. So you want to show your face first and foremost, and them seeing you talk is going to be huge, because they want to get to know you and your personality, and they want to see what everything is all about. This is like probably I hate doing recorded videos. It takes me forever, and I never update them. Hi, Shari. I never update them. I probably do it like twice a year, and I should do it more, but I did one recently. Just rip the Band-Aid off and do it. Just be genuine, be yourself, keep it short and sweet. It doesn't need to be long, but they just need to see your face and your excitement about the product, so that when they scroll down their news feed, they're gonna see like this girl that's super excited about something, and she's like ready to go. Of course, yeah. Okay, so that's day one. It's the intro video. You can do it live if you want, but I do I do a bunch of parties at once, and that's not gonna work for me. So I've got my pre-recorded one. Hey, Crystal, that's ready to go. I keep everything in little, I'm a very type B personality, so I'm not very organized, but what I do is I keep my posts in albums in my phone. So I have like day one intro, and then it's all the photos and the video I need. I have like day 2 talking about my raffle. I've got skincare, I've got Epic, I've got things that are more specific and larger. That's gonna save you a ton of time, so you don't have to go like searching through your whole camera roll looking for pictures. That's not good. Just do like, and you don't have to do it all at once. You can organize like slow. That's kind of what I do. I like when I find a new picture, I'll just, if it's like a certain post, I will just name that in the album, and then I can go fast and go, and that's what you need to do. So then my categories are basically, I spend a couple days on mascara, and then I go skincare, foundation, and then like the extras for face, like blush and highlight and all that stuff. Then I go into eyes, and then I do lips, and I scatter collections throughout, kind of just when it makes sense to talk about them. I talk about the kudos like pretty much every day, just because I usually talk about the kudos on my wall anyway, so I share those public posts into all my parties. Also super easy, if you go to the bottom to share, go to share to group, and it's gonna show your like top 5 groups you're interacting in. It's like bing, bang, boom, and they're in there. And that's just like, you know, content that is worthwhile, and it's right there, and it's time sensitive usually. So all that kind of stuff I just share right in. I do all my lives on my personal wall, so I also share, when you go live, the first few seconds it's going to say share to a group, so I just hit share, and again, my groups that I'm interacting in right now show up. Hey Nina, hey Lisa, and I just hit that, and that's a great way for me to interact with people in their party too. I actually just went live to do my makeup, and someone from a party followed me, so I clicked on that and I added her as a friend. But I had 2 or 3 people from parties that I started today on my live, because I had shared it into the group. And then in the beginning, I'm like, if you're from one of my beauty classes, put hashtag Amanda or hashtag Jody or whoever, and you know, I'll give you a shout out or something. I don't even think I said that today, but then they did, right? Like hashtag whoever. So that's another great way to interact with people in real time, because they're seeing me in action. So that's basically my categories. You don't have to do categories if that's not your deal. It's just easier for my brain so that I don't miss anything, and I'm very loose with like, you know, the order. I just kind of go as I think as I'm on the run. And again, everything is separated by albums. Hi Lisa, both my Lisas are here. Okay. So that's like my general, like how I run them. So let's talk about networking. So this is like basically the most important part of parties. So on day one of the party, and I sometimes start in the beginning, if someone's asking me questions right away, I friend them. Better yet, get into their messenger and have conversations with them. But definitely get a conversation going in the party. Organization completes you. I try. I'm not very organized, but otherwise you're going to be like spending so much more time than you need to be. So I start conversation. So like, for example, today on day one of my party, I do my first raffle entry, and it's really cute graphic that says like, I love free makeup, or I love something, I love free things. It's just how I'm giving away a free prize. And it shows a little graphic of the little bag I give away, and then the mask sample, and it's like me in the different masks and stuff. And then it has like, this is one I always do because it's very successful. It's a multiple choice question, like what kind of makeup person are you? It's like no makeup, neutral, love to try new things, know nothing and want to learn more. So people get in there and they do A, B, C, or D. So a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, great, they answered, and they just give them the points. But I get in there. If they say B, which is neutral look, which is everyone picks B, spoiler, I get in there and I'm like, hey, Amy, that's awesome. Thank you for joining the party. What's your go-to neutral look? What can you not leave the house without? And then they'll write back to me, and I friend request them like in real time. Hey, Amy, what's up? Hey, Suzanne. So you get that conversation going. Don't just like it and leave. Like then it's like dead. You know what I mean? It's like, why did you even post it? It's dead comment. You need to have that conversation. Well, even if I don't feel like making a conversation, I do. I just am like, hey, that's awesome. Like someone says they love eyeshadow. What are your favorite eyeshadows? Like what colors do you wear? Hey, Ashley. So you just need to get that ball rolling. And if you do that in like the first few days, that's most important, because you can send them a friend request and they're going to start seeing your actual news feed. Hey, Andrea. And all of your posts, so they get to know you as a person and you're branding yourself, if that makes sense. Okay. And I do that with like all of like the raffle entry situations, like when people comment and have to answer, I write back and I start a conversation with them. So it's not just like, oh, wow, that's great. Hey, Michelle. Okay. So I'm gonna have a section of like just my top tips, but I also posted in here like what people had the most questions about. And there was two things. Three things actually. So objections were huge from hostesses. So this is a really simple, and this is like a brain switch that you need to do. And I do this with literally every single excuse that I get from a hostess. I ask tons of people to do parties. Gosh, I don't even know, but I honestly really don't take it. If they don't answer me, I don't care. I've messaged so many people, not like cold messaging. These are people that I've made relationships with. I really just don't take it personally, and I don't even go back to look, and half the time I forget that they didn't message me. So you need to just like let go of that. Don't go back and check and see if they read your message. Don't like freak out about what their answer might be. Yes, dropping the ball. You need to get the conversations going constantly. So don't I'm trying to think of, don't take it personally, really, just don't. Like if I ask my best friend to do a party, like you want the person to do it. If they really don't want to do it, don't make it affect your relationship with them, is what I'm saying. But also don't harp on it, go to the next. You are running. You need to be messaging all these people that you think will be interested, and just go. Don't worry about what their response is. Work with the people that say yes. But some people are going to write back and they're going to have an objection. And there's a bunch that are super common. You can write them in here if you can think of them. Someone said, my friend Chandra said, a lot of people say that their friends won't buy. This is a really easy one. I'm running a party for someone that just said that to me last week or whenever I booked it. She said, I don't think my friends are going to buy. And I was like, I don't care. I really don't. I don't say it like that, but I'm just like, oh, it's not a problem. I don't care if no one buys. It's a great networking opportunity for me, and someone's going to get a free prize at the end of it anyway, and it's fun, so let's just do it. I keep it light and fun, and I turn their objection into a positive. And if they still say no, that's fine. Like that's their choice. They don't have to do it. But I make sure that they totally understand what we're talking about. A lot of times I'll say you never know who will be interested, because that's so true. I've had so many customers that didn't know anything about makeup or didn't care about it that just totally turned the corner and now love it. You know what I mean? So you really don't know what your friends will like. Another common one, people say, if you're in a party and they met you through a party, they'll say, oh, like I'd love to do a party, but I don't want to do it so close to Amy's party because we have the same friends. And to that I say, oh, I bet you guys have like a large mutual group, but you have like you have totally different friends than your friend Amy. You have coworkers, you've got acquaintances, you've got neighbors, you've got family, you've got other friends that don't involve her. Like, you guys aren't joined at the hip. And I say it in a very nice way. I'll be like, oh, no way. You probably don't even realize how much bigger your circle is than Amy's. Let's do it anyway. Like, you just flip it and you let them know. Because a lot of times I think people genuinely are just concerned and they don't mean to be giving you all the objections. Oh yeah, you want to get out of their wallet. You don't know what they're going to spend money on. Okay, so another objection is money. I just did a party for someone else that just said money. And her party actually didn't qualify, which is fine. But she said to me, I would love to do a party, but she's like, I'm so sorry, I have no money to spend on makeup. And I was like, oh, you don't have to buy anything. The point is that we'll just like do a little group for your friends, share some tips and tricks. If no one buys, that's totally fine, but you definitely do not need to buy. Like, I think some people have it in their mind that they have to spend money. So let them know that that's not the point. The point is that we're gonna share some information, and like, some valuable, useful tips. You're providing a service. Any other objections people can think about? Oh, I'm too busy. That one is like funny because I'm like, I don't tell them that I'm doing all the work because I don't want to give them like this thing that they're going to show up and then leave. A lot of hostesses do that. So I basically just tell them like, it's really not time consuming at all. Like, basically in a very nice way, I say, like, if you were having this conversation with me in Messenger, you have enough time to do a party on Facebook. If you're scrolling through your news feed and you can like a couple of photos and comment on things like you're commenting on my stuff, you can have a party. So basically I have to say like, oh, if you're on your phone for like 5 minutes, literally you just have to pop into your group, like some things and comment, and it's really so easy. And you don't have to feel like you need to be on all the time. Just when you're already on Facebook, just go into your party and interact. I just make it sound super low key because it is. So basically when people are giving you an objection, if someone's like, oh, I have no money, you don't say like, oh, it's okay, girl, don't worry about it. I give them a solution and then we move forward. Does that make sense? I don't say, oh, okay, like, anyway, like, I'm glad I asked, I'll talk to you later. You don't want to do that. You give it a positive spin, see what they say back, and then you can move forward. Okay, so that's for objections. Someone said about they were struggling to keep it engaging. This is twofold, and this kind of touches into my other tips too. I don't want to like talk too much because I could say a million things. To keep it engaging, if you guys look into my parties, so like when I first started, Michelle Poulin is my upline and she's amazing at parties. So I kind of just like used her general outline, but I made it my own. And since then I have like given my parties a facelift like 18 times because I get bored listening to myself on my posts. Like if a post starts to bore me to post it, then I get rid of it and I start over. So you need like fresh, engaging content. If that scares you, don't worry. Like all you really need is like a bomb selfie with like a cute little like super simple message on it. And sometimes you can like ask a question and some people will engage in there. They'll engage more if you make it like a raffle entry. Also giving away a prize is helpful in your parties. I do a super cute little bag from Miss A. I don't have any over here. It's $1 and then a math sample. You can do whatever you'd like. You don't have to do a giveaway, but it helps getting people involved and talking. But keep your face like on the forefront and say you're using someone else's template for a party. Don't copy and paste and just put word for word. My suggestion to you is copy and paste it in like the notes in your phone or whatever you work from, and then rewrite it in your own words so it sounds like it's coming from you, because people want to get to know you. They don't like need to just see this like generic copy and pasted like huge block of text. Keep it short and sweet. When you're talking about products, make it like valuable information in your experience with that product. If you don't have that product, don't even post about it. If you love the Epic Mascara, you can talk about it for days. You can do multiple posts about it. And then post like your thing. So like I do mascara tips about how I do mascara. It's gonna be different than how Christina does her mascara. I put my mascara in my brow while I'm doing my makeup. I warm up my eyelash curler with a hairdryer. Not everyone does that. Some people have curly eyelashes. So I just do like real posts that work for me, because chances are there's gonna be somebody in that party that relates to that and finds it interesting, if that makes sense. I tell them the raffle prize on day one. It actually has like a photo of it. Okay, so that's keeping it engaging. Another thing I do, like those silly little posts that people post for example, today someone posted like about the toilet paper thing. You flip over or under. Like those types of posts, if you're sharing those in your personal wall, those are great to share into your parties too, because people will scroll down their newsfeed and then they just want to play stupid fun games, so they'll answer. So that's a great one. But you also need to go in and like if I'm busy, I'll just like them. That's not a great example for interacting, but it's something, if you can start a conversation, you can get in there and talk to them in the comments of that, or you can side message them too and keep it one-on-one, which is even better. And I usually only do that if it like makes sense too. So that's for keeping it engaging. The other thing was coaching, people were worried about hostesses that kind of flake, like they show up and then they go. I coach my hostesses a little bit, and this is sort of like, you have some amount of control over this and you kind of don't have a ton. So this is what I do. So number one, like I've already said, I do like 5 parties at a time, okay? So I've got these 5 parties. Right now I have 3 parties, okay? And they're all pretty, well, we'll just say, I'll just make it up. So say I have 5 parties and 2 of the hostesses just kind of flake. I still have 3 parties that are like doing well and the hostesses are showing up. So that makes me not care so much about those 2 people that are just flaking on me. Do you know what I'm saying? So having more is better, because then you just don't have to like have 2 dud parties and feel really sad about it, because it is a bummer. But there are ways to help your hostesses, because a lot of people just don't, like we're in network marketing, so we kind of get like interacting on everything and we understand that, but not everyone on Facebook knows that. So just give them like some quick coaching, and some will take that and they'll turn the corner and they'll be like, oh, thank you so much, I just didn't know. And others will just ghost you. But like honestly, even if you have a dud party, all my dud parties somehow end up along the line being worth it. It's so weird. It's very strange, but like they don't always pan out right away, but sometimes months later I'll get like a purchase, or someone will join my team from like a dud party. Do you know what I mean? So there are always still networking options, and you can still get in there and network yourself, whether or not your hostess is cooperating. Get in there and make connections with people yourself. You don't need her. You can just, it's like you're at a party and you're having a good time and you're talking to people and you're vibing. You know what I mean? You don't need to be stuck to your friend that's like a buzzkill. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, some people just don't know. So give them the benefit of the doubt. And what I usually do, so I start my parties on Thursday. I let it go for a little bit. I'm usually busy doing all my housekeeping stuff and friending people and blah, blah, blah. And then like on Saturday, Friday or Saturday, maybe Sunday, if I notice that they've kind of just ghosted, or maybe they started strong and then they left, I actually send a voice message to myself. So I just go to myself in Messenger and I send a voice memo and I say it just like this, so it doesn't seem like it's just to them. And this has been helpful for me. So it's not directly to them, but they probably will think it's about them. So what I say is like, hey guys, like happy Saturday. I hope you're having a great weekend. This is a message to all of my current party hostesses. I just wanted you guys to know, I know some of you guys are already doing a great job of this, but just get in your groups and make sure you're liking all the comments. You can comment on them. Comments are better than likes. If there's any specific products you think like your friend would love or something like that, or if you've got like good friends and family you want to play the games, you can go ahead and let them know or tag them in the things. If they like are selfie girls, like, you know, whatever, I'll say like if you've got like a great selfie of your epic, you can post it in there. So I just keep it short and sweet, and it's more generalized. So I'm like saying it to all my hostesses. That way they don't feel, I don't know, like it's just on them. But if you're just doing a couple different parties or just one, send it directly to her. But I think the voice memo is key, because if you hear my voice and I'm like, hey girl, I just want to let you know, like, I want you to have a successful party, and Facebook is weird. Like if you're not commenting in there, your friends won't see the post. So just make sure you're getting in there, liking, commenting and stuff, and it'll pop up in their news feed, and keep the energy fun and light. So if you text that, sometimes people will be like, ugh, like she's being annoying or she's being a bee or whatever, you know what I mean? So I just like to do the voice memo, because I feel like I want them to hear the sound of my voice as I say it. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so those were like the 3 things people wanted to know about, and then I'm just going to leave you guys with my top tips. And I've touched up probably on each of these already, but my main thing is, okay, I want you to take a look at your party script and at your parties and think like, would you enjoy attending this party, or would you find it boring? Do you use a lot of stock photos and images from like Google and corporate? Or do you use a lot of like images of yourself, like where you're just like, oh, here's like the July kudos, like here's a cute little selfie and I look excited about it and it has a cute like small caption. That's more eye-catching than showing like the stock photo of the kudos. Do you know what I'm saying? Would you enjoy playing the games? Like a lot of it, like if you like think about other direct sales parties you've been in, like some party games are super lame. I'm just gonna say it like they are. It's kind of like when you go to a baby shower and they make you like play those silly games. Like some of them are fun and some of them are not. So like you need to filter out your content, find stuff that appeals to you, and if it does, chances are other people will find it fun too. And those interactive posts are really good. You're providing a service, so make sure that you're actually providing valuable info. You're not just saying, this is our palette 4. It's a great palette. These are awesome. There are 6 of them. And then boom, done. You can say like, these palettes are so pigmented. These last all day long with the eye primer. I don't have to like get that. I never get like that crease in my eye. They go on so super smooth. The colors are amazing and they work really well together. Like make it fun and engaging and give your personal experience with it. I already touched on original content. So I know like a lot of people when they're starting out, they don't have a ton of pictures. This is my best advice. Take a selfie every day. Even if you're just like a base face kind of girl and you switch up the lip or something, just take a selfie and just highlight one product that you're wearing in that selfie. And then you start to build up your content and you can filter them into different photo albums so that you have different stuff. If you've got a presenter's kit, you've got like enough products to talk about. So just focus on what you have. And if there's other stuff, I mean, you can occasionally borrow like pictures and stuff, but try to keep it your own face and brand yourself so that you can like friend these people and they associate your face with unique. You know what I'm saying? Networking we talked about. You're gonna. This is a great one. Okay, so when people are interacting with me in the groups, I friend request them right away. Another thing, I know we can't be on our phones all the time. This is not realistic, but if you like, I do like Thursday night. Like I teach on Wednesday night, so it's like hard for me, but sometimes I'll just do it like in between classes because I like to be like on there in real time. So if I'm posting like interactive stuff and people are commenting, I try to get in there when they're commenting. And of course you can't do this all the time, but if you're able to and you're seeing people commenting, they're more likely to accept your friend request, I've found. If you're just like, oh hey, like you chose B on the quiz, that's awesome, like what's your look like? And I hit friend request. A lot of times they accept right away. So the first few days I like rack up a bunch of friends already from those ones that are interactive. And then when I do on Friday or Saturday, my groups are pretty small. I would say they're between like 15 and 40 people, whatever. So a bunch of girls usually have already accepted me because I talked to them. The ones that haven't, I send them a private message. And basically what it says is like, hey so-and-so, like thank you for joining Amy's beauty workshop. I just wanted to let you know that I'm giving away this really cute bag and a skincare mask. So if you want to get in on the raffle, just make sure that you're commenting on the raffle entry posts, and you can find them really easily by typing raffle into the search bar. And I send them a friend request at that same time, and I send them a little photo of what I'm giving away. And I get a lot of people to accept my friend request that way. And a lot of them don't even write back. Some do, some don't. Some start playing the games, but a lot of them accept my request because I sent them a personal message and I'm not asking them to buy anything. I'm just telling them that I'm giving away a prize and I'd like them to be able to win it, basically. Talked about sharing my public lives in there. People like to see your face talking and using the makeup and just like how you are as a person. This is another little quick thing, but this is sort of touches on like attraction marketing. So when people do make purchases, I thank them in the group. I give them raffle entries. So basically I'll like tag the hostess and them so the hostess knows who purchased in the post, and I put like really pretty little like selfies and posts of whatever they purchased. And I'm like, thank you so much. That's my favorite that's my favorite mascara. So glad you're gonna try it. You're getting 5 raffle entries for your purchase, and you're also getting a bonus entry for rounding up your order to the Younique Foundation. I always mention that because I feel like the more I say it, the more likely people will see it and then be like, oh, what's the Younique Foundation? And they're more likely to round up too because I give them an entry. And I just use like the raffle ticket emoji and I like put a little visual of how many tickets they're getting. But I feel like that's like a constant reminder, and then some people will see other pictures they maybe haven't seen. They're like, oh, I love that eyeshadow or whatever. So I feel like that's pretty helpful. Yeah, I think that's actually it. So yeah, and then I just want to touch one more time on the multiple parties. Like honestly, just do it scared. If you're afraid to do more than one party, you're going to be maximizing your time and your effort by doing multiples, I swear to you, and you'll be able to do it. Hey, Deborah, just line them up. push them all into one day that you're going to start them all. It's going to streamline your life, and then you don't have to feel like you're on your phone 24/7 talking to people, because you've got just certain parties starting, and then you won't care so much about the duds. I'm going to let you guys go with that because I feel like I've been talking forever. Let me know if you have any specific questions about anything that I said. I could come back and put some stuff here. And I'm also in the comments, I'm going to put like what I write to my hostesses to prepare for the party, and how I let them invite their friends in. I'm just going to say, if you guys are going to use that, I please copy it somewhere else and rewrite it so it makes sense to what you actually do, not me. Because it's your party, you're running the show. This is like, you are like the celebrity that's running the show, okay? So make it about you, rewrite it, and then make it sound like it's your voice. You're so welcome. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.